Okay, can't believe another month has gone by and it's time for another market update. How exciting! Actually it is this time because today I'm going to share with you a little bit about the overall market because a lot of people now have concern about the rapidly rising prices and what impact that will have. And they also remember what the housing market was like with the crash of 2008. That, importantly, also had rapidly rising prices. So, is this deja vu? Is this another, here's a visual metaphor for you. Is it another Groundhog Day? Well, good news. It's not. It's not even similar. Not at all. And let me explain why. Since the books I read are mostly pictures, that's me reading my latest book. I hope to finish it soon. Anyway, I thought I'd use pictures to show how this market is uniquely different. The crash of 2008, it was caused by a combination of oversupply, speculation, and subprime lending. None of which is present today. None. So 2008 was based upon the proverbial house of cards. And just like with house of cards, what happens? They eventually collapse. The rise in prices today, this time, based upon a solid foundation, based upon supply and demand, fundamentals of it. There certainly isn't an oversupply. All you have to do is look at the market, and this is what it looks like for buyers trying to buy a home today. You have to just stand in line. That's because there's a severe shortage of homes on the market. It'll moderate some out here in the Fulshear Katy area because we have some of the most new building of anywhere in the state. So that, as they start building more, we'll have a little bit more supply. But overall, the overall shortage, not going to change anytime soon. Why? Because the number of homes built in the last decade are at historic lows. Historic lows. Consider this. This is the 1930s. Hard to see on this graph, but then you can kind of see. In the 1930s, the decade of the 30s, there were 5.4 million homes built. That was the roaring 30s. This last decade, there were 5.8 million homes built. But what's important is, the decades in between, they averaged over 25 million homes per decade. So if we're at 5.8 million, that means we're about 20 million homes below the average. 20, that'd be 20 and a zero, 20 million homes below average. So we're not going to catch up to the supply, or the demand rather, the supply isn't going to catch up to the demand anytime soon. So with that, we're going to look at other factors that affect this market. First, historically low interest rates. That's what's driving the market for buyers, being able to take advantage of 3% interest rates. As comparison, 2008, look at this, 6%, twice the rate in 2008 as they are today. So that's another important factor. And the low interest rates today offset the higher prices. In addition, oil prices are exceeding most any expert's forecasts. It wasn't too long ago that they thought oil wouldn't be above 50 a barrel. Now it's in the 70s. And what's important? Our local market runs on oil. Why? Because we're next to the energy capital of the world, and most of your neighbors are oil related, engineers or others that are affected by the oil companies. So the economy is also improving and moving towards a full recovery. The stock market, maybe not this last week, but it's been breaking all records. And here's consumer confidence. This is 2008, and this, if you take a look, is what it is today. So if you compare all these factors, you can see at the moment, today's market is very healthy. Except for, there's always an exception. And that's for the buyers that are trying to find a home. And importantly too, maybe more importantly, is the realtors trying to find them homes. And as this shows, always good to hug a realtor. Yet, there's always a yet too. As a word of caution for the future, as my good friend Isaac Newton said, what goes up does eventually come down. However, he didn't say how it comes down. So we all know that a rock lands differently than does a feather. So I'm hoping for a soft landing. A nice soft landing. So anyway, just a quick video on how the market looks today and what we can look forward to. As always, thanks for watching, and I appreciate your time. And if you want to continue, I would appreciate it if you looked at the information for our niche community below. So again, thank you.